So, Mark, I'd like to ask you firstly if you could just give us a little bit of history regarding the Nasdaq exchange, how it came into being, and what the business is about.
Absolutely. And great to have you here hosting you today. The topic for today is the Nasdaq 100, but that index really is linked to the history of the exchange very, very closely. When you look at when Nasdaq was founded, it was in 1971. It was the world's first fully electronic stock market, which was sort of a revolution for the finance industry when it came out. No more hundreds of crowded traders yelling out buy and sell orders in trading pits. Trading in equities done fully electronically for the first time. That innovation on its own, we think, was so groundbreaking and attractive to a certain type of company that was looking to go public in those days, that it really kicked off this sort of trend, which started with Intel, IPO in 1971, same year that Nasdaq was founded. Obviously had a choice to IPO elsewhere in the New York Stock Exchange, a couple other exchanges that existed back then. But we think wanted to be associated with the innovation that was taking place within Nasdaq itself and to be listed on an exchange with other like-minded companies. So when you fast forward from Intel's IPO to the 80s, where you had companies like Apple and Microsoft making the decision to IPO, they also chose Nasdaq. In the 90s, right, you had Cisco, you had Amazon, you had NVIDIA, you had really thousands of tech companies in the 90s choosing to IPO on Nasdaq, and it became known as the destination for tech and what I would say is tech-adjacent companies that are very sort of innovation-centric in their thinking and their strategy. Post-tech bubble, you had Google, Meta Platforms, Tesla. Over this multi-decade trend, it's really solidified the identity of the exchange as being the place to raise capital if you are an innovative company, not just in the US, but globally. We're getting an increasing share of global IPO volumes as well, and we're now up to 10 consecutive years of IPO leadership in the US. So not just winning the race of the most innovative companies, but the overall IPO race against NYSE in general. And the market cap listed on Nasdaq is now over $30 trillion as of year-end 2024. So we certainly think we've built up that reputation, and this index gives you the access to the biggest, the best companies that are listed here and have made that decision over time.